The Square Ball Podcast.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the show. It's brought to you with Levi Solicitors. There's a 10% discount on your legal fees at levisolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball. Thanks to them for their support as well across the season on propaganda. Final one of this season. Part 2 right now. We've heard from the Leeds fans in part 1. Let's find out what the opposition fans thought, shall we? Did they have a nice time?
Not really. They didn't like it before the game either.
Shall we start with the written word rather than hearing audio clips? I mean, this is about audio clips, but we do have some written feedback on. Was it what we said in our Brentford preview that rubbed a few of them up the wrong way?
Yeah, it was on griffinpark.org, which is a forum. I should say in the defence of the good people of griffinpark.org, a huge amount of people were just saying, like, it's fine.
Just three idiots taking the piss.
They're just fucking about, sort of thing. Like, don't stress about this.
It's football. It's too important to fuck about.
Why on earth would you? But they were really cross. Someone saying, we are dickheads to everybody. Something to be really proud of there. Well done.
Which is
vermin.
Which is our mantra. Is we are dickheads to everybody. That's kind of the point of the show, isn't it?
Vermin. Absolute vermin.
It's not real though, is it? It's only a game. I'm
amazed they made it to 275 freaking episodes without somebody punching their lights out. Or have they?
It's funny that, isn't it? It's funny that the only set of fans that seem to have felt this way, it's just these lot.
And also,
I actually want to fight somebody because they said mean things about Brentford on a podcast.
because we
punched those people.
We said their stadium was a bit small. Wow, I'm going to kill him.
And Lego, it's a huge success. It's one of the 20th century's most forward-thinking companies. I would love to be compared to Lego.
So to build a full football stadium out of it is great.
Change the world, that stuff.
You've misrepresented the injury crisis we've had prior to Christian Eriksen arriving at the club. Outside, I'm going to knock your head off. It's either that they want to fight over, or it's someone being a hard man on an internet forum.
What I love is this bizarre. Is it trying to claim territory? Is it trying to have an edge? It's trying to claim some sort of angle on things. Just listen, smile. And although the one with the Easter egg head is a lot more bothered by it being... Is that you, Michael?
I can only assume so.
Is a lot more bothered by it being us possibly sending them down than he's prepared to admit.
I didn't want to go down.
Certainly not to Brentford, because it's a League One club, isn't it?
That is, yeah, exactly.
It would have been pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. It would have been, yeah. It'd have been like when we lost at Hereford in that League One time. Yeah. That sort of
it's Histon repeating itself, isn't it?
And the melt in the yellow T-shirt, that's you, Moscow.
Where is your Oxfam wardrobe? Was that just a
this? I got this from a charity shop. Square Ball T-shirts are since people read what they've been saying about us on the Griffin Park forum, they've just been
handing them in droves.
Yeah, nobody wants to be seen dead in this stuff anymore.
The melt in the yellow T-shirt stating that they could help demolish our old stadium. Fuck me! Little Red Riding Hood could knock his lights out.
Probably could, but that's why I would pick a fight with a rickety old stadium instead of a little girl.
It's not going to hit you back, is it?
No, yeah. I think I could probably, like smash a plastic seat up given like a couple of hours, but I don't think me versus Little Red Riding Hood is necessarily. We're not going in the ring anytime soon. So no beef with Little Red Riding Hood.
No. Now there are 3 individuals who will never have sex with anyone but themselves. The guy with the head shaped like a butt plug.
Yeah, I guess me. Although my head's not shaped like a butt plug, it's wide at the top.
Yeah, if that's you, I mean that's quite a girthy.
You need a more conical end on it.
Yeah,
you want is conical the correct word?
Yeah.
Like a tapered end on it. I would say
you don't want to be going in full width.
It's not for me anyway.
That's true. Yeah,
that's blunt force trauma. It's my head.
What an image!
What a dreadful image.
Do you wake every morning knowing that your only chance of intimacy is being used as a giant sex toy?
If only I had that hope. as a married man, etc., etc.
How many kids have you got though?
2.
Likewise.
Twins though, so only one lot of sex.
Yeah. So there we go.
It's a bit of a shame.
So Brentford do like to be very factually accurate. We found out from their media.
That is true. It's got to be true.
It's got to be true. So yeah. So just for the record, Michael has procreated once to make 2 children. I've had 2. So
no kids here. So sadly accurate. Yeah, they got me bang to rights.
Have you ever used your head as a butt plug?
Well, it's not got the Easter egg shape though, has it?
We could get you a swimming cap and give it a go. If anyone wants to, I'd say you've got the smallest head of the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud Swede owner.
I've got a huge head. It's the last thing you need.
Is there a bag of chocolate buttons inside there?
Should we smash it open,
like
Moscow?
the resistance.
We've already tried it with Phil Hay.
Yeah, I was going to say me trying to resist going full Phil Hay on your head is pretty tough.
Give it a shake later, see if you can hear it rattle.
I mean, they stapled him back together, so you'll survive.
Probably. Right, who are we going to hear from right now then?
Besotted.
Noted for banter, like in their humour.
We haven't really heard from them since your sort of pre-Christmas bouts. Well, I was off with COVID and you got a lot of beef with these, but...
It wasn't really, but it was so strange, wasn't it?
The mildest, most obvious, lazy tropes and jokes, but,
managed to avoid them until their match reviews.
Anyway, so what have they got to say then? I mean, great bunch of lads that they are.
Being nice to begin with.
Oh, bless them.
So I've got to say as well, because we do the manners, like I said to you, we got respect, we got fans that we know from all over the country. I've got Leeds mates as well, and stuff like that. And I say respect to Leeds and fair play to Leeds for staying up this season. That game was a wicked game today. They gave the fight, they got the goals, they got the win. And we say respect to Leeds and fair play to Leeds for staying up this season. And they're here again next season, so we go again, as they say. So you've got to tip your hat to Leeds United for fighting that, because they could have gone down without a battle, and they battled us today. They got the win today. Okay, we had 9 men, but that doesn't matter because we fluffed it. Sergi Canos should not have done what he did. We had the injuries, we had the substitutions, and they played the game and they got the win, and that's all you have to do. So fair play to Leeds for actually getting their Premier League status again.
Executed beautifully
in the end.
Yeah, we got there. I just want to check before you get into that, Moscow. Do you say please and thank you?
Yes.
Michael, do you hold doors open for people if you're going through them before them?
Always. Manners and respect.
Moscow, do you help old ladies cross the road if they need a little bit of assistance?
I mean, generally I try, but they threaten me and they want to knock me out. It's like Little Red Riding Hood Part 2, so I just let them get on with things. It's politer to leave people be.
Tell you how polite I am. Someone asks me to smear a tub of Vaseline all over my head and get involved, I will do it.
Because that's what manners
are about,
isn't it?
It's good. It's I think the role of Emily Post in modern football has been neglected, but some etiquette lessons it's good to keep those involved, isn't it?
Well, it was nice to hear from Besotted there, being very magnanimous.
Getting essentially the caveat in as well, ahead of hating Leeds, doing a lot of my best friends are Leeds fans, which is always a good way of starting something that you're going to trash later on.
Yeah.
So it's not about that. However,
this is a personal attack, right? So
anyway, so here's Rafa leaving Rafa's
he's not leaving the pitch.
He's kind of walking. He's in the process of leaving, but he's doing his knee thing.
Which by the way, they've got no right to get upset about that, because that was him communicating directly with God.
Yeah, he'd made if people haven't had the full reveal of what that's about, it's saying thanks to God, that it's basically if God grants me this wish, I will walk on my knees to thank the deity. So he's having he's communicating. It's a little religious experience with Rafinha, and he was booed for it, was he?
Which I think that's not manners, isn't it?
Disrespectful.
I mean, you wouldn't go down to the old Anglican cathedral and start booing people, would you?
So we want to play Hey Jude and walk around clapping at a load of bricks.
Hey, I mean, this is like we're gone back to 1966 with people claiming that John Lennon is God and Paul McCartney is Jesus. I thought we settled these
Paul
arguments.
McCartney died in a car crash. Matt Letitia told me.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was replaced by a lookalike.
Ah, interesting.
Makes you think.
Yeah.
Does make you think.
So Rafa's leaving the pitch or not?
The thing is, but the bizarre thing about it is that, listen, we've got all this, and he's put his head down. The cameras were there with him. He's gone to the 18-yard box and he's going off now. This is Leeds United. This was right funny. They've come down here. They celebrated like they won the cup. And listen, of course they survived, but it's almost like tables turned, isn't it?
It's quite funny, really, Billy, isn't it? Fair play to them. They played better than us today, and they did what they needed to do. And we'd be celebrating like crazy if it was us. But they have just finished full from bottom, for God's sake. It ain't that good. So when they look back at it, it's a very disappointing season for them. But they've done what they need to today. Let's celebrate, and I don't really have a problem with that. I wish they get off the fucking pitch, that's for sure. So we can have our celebrations. But
don't really have a problem with it, but did a 40-second monologue about why they did.
I think he's the guy who told that absolutely rip-roaring anecdote about a Leeds fan in some services watching a goal on his phone It went on for ages.
Also, we've got a thing here of them saying what they're celebrating for. They finished 4th from bottom. They had a terrible season. I wish they'd get off the pitch so we can celebrate finishing 13th. Like, people celebrate.
It's about manners.
Which is fair enough. If it's their record-breaking best ever finish, isn't it? They've never had a better season than this. So of course you want to celebrate that. We just avoided relegation on the final day in dramatic circumstances. We want to celebrate that. It's fine. So we just happen to be in the same place.
It's about manners, though, isn't it?
It is, and
making false equivalence between things.
And somebody praying is apparently impolite.
Anyway,
no God in Brentford.
They were just here to watch the Leeds, though, weren't they? We found out.
We're all here to see Leeds get relegated. Let's leave no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, we're not quite delivered. And the most annoying bit is that we've got to tolerate another year of Leeds in the Premier League. Oh, I can't stand them, honestly. I really wish they'd gone down. But anyway, it is what it is. If they carry on as they are, they're going down next season.
It's funny because I had similar thoughts, actually. I was thinking, oh my God, we as an established Premier League force have got to tolerate another year of Brentford being in the Premier League.
Another shit away allocation. What is it, 1,800 tickets?
It's less than that. It's 1,700 because it's important to get your facts, isn't it? It's got to be factually accurate. Their capacity, you get just for the record, you get 10% of a stadium's capacity or 3,000 tickets, whichever is lower. So that because they've got that tiny stadium, your away allocation is 1,725 as far as I'm aware.
It's a bit impolite for them to build such a small stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so it can't even accommodate all the people who want to go.
Mate, have you seen the land prices around Kew, though? Very, very expensive.
I mean, just share Loftus Road.
Yeah.
Seems fair, yeah.
I mean, that's a much nicer stadium anyway, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. If they don't want to tolerate the teams that are in the Premier League, don't be in the Premier League. Like they came up. Just go back down again. It's easier if you don't like it.
Other teams are more respectful. Certainly in the Championship where you got to play Millwall.
And it's all about handshakes, isn't it? At Millwall, noted for it.
Good manners at Millwall.
Well, we'll go from besotted to what I think is definitely Brentford's premier content creators.
Leave these two alone. They're lovely.
I'm being sincere.
Okay.
Bees TV. I found this one of the most fun watches that I've seen on propaganda all season. For anybody who wants to check them out, it's two young lads. I think they might even be brothers, the pair of them. I can't quite tell.
Like the kids on City Extra.
Yes, and they're just adorable. They're clearly just starting out in what it is. They've obviously seen other like TV channels like Arsenal Fan TV and other outside the stadium kind of talking head bits, and they're doing that and they're building their channel, and it sounds like they're having a bloody lovely time. I found this adorable. It's brilliant.
This is their analysis of the match plus some man of the match discussion.
I mean, they want it more than we did. Like that's the bottom line. We didn't need it. They did.
Man of the match today?
My man of the match, and annoyingly, Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, Leeds, they did really well. They did play really well around us. I mean, Phillips, for one, he's straight on attacker. That's all I can really say for him. Brentford man of the match?
Brentford man of the match. Well, this is where it gets easier. I'm going to have to say Canos.
What a brilliant... I mean... You can't. The stats don't lie. 4 minutes, goal, 2 yellows. Second one, I didn't even see it because we were celebrating. We thought Burnley had scored. Everyone around me was cheering. Nope, it was for Man City. Yeah.
Why were Brentford fans cheering Man City scoring? Confused. Unless there was just someone
just
said
a ripple of the score going around or something like it's 3-2.
They've scored or something.
I mean, it's difficult to try and pass that because I completely forgot Man City and Liverpool were even playing on Sunday, so I don't know why it would enter anybody's consciousness.
I guess it might have been because the Man City fans in the Brentford people support a big team, team and the local team.
My Premier League team and my lower league team.
Yeah, so maybe there's that going on.
I have absolute respect for whoever is of those two is nominating Sergej Canos as man. That's how it's done.
That was the younger lad, and he was just having a good laugh. They're having a great time, and that's why I found it so it's wholesome.
Good appreciation of how Calvin Phillips played as well.
I just enjoy the little when they hit dead ends and they realise and they kind of go, so yeah. It's just great, and I wish him all the best luck in the world. And then this clip, this is about Raya's mistake, what it said about the game overall, and then some thoughts on the season.
Unlucky as well for David Raya, who whose mistake led to the first goal.
That was a shocking mistake.
His mistake kept them up.
I know.
It's hard. I mean,
Kept Leeds up.
they did score the goal in the end, but yeah, it's out of character for him.
He messed up the pass and then went in for the shit tackle.
I mean, it kind of sums up the whole game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They've been pressuring us from start to finish, and then when they have the ball, they can play it around the back and frustrate. And Jesse Marsh came with a plan, and they executed it to perfection. And in fairness, Leeds fully deserve that today. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, but that's not what we're focusing. We're focusing on we are Premier League next year.
We are Premier League. No matter how much Leeds will chant, we still did finish above them.
Hey.
I've got to say one thing though. Some of the language in that, I want to apologise to our listeners. When he described David Raya as executing I daren't say it, but a poo tackle. I don't want to. I don't want to be hearing language like that from these nice young men. I know it may look cool on Arsenal Fans TV, and there was a bit of that in the background as well when they were kind of jeering.
I enjoyed the self-effacing
attitude.
The self-effacing stuff as well in there was great. It's what it's all about, isn't it? Stuff like being able to laugh at yourself.
Manners.
Yeah.
Manners, but banter.
And very fair about Leeds as well. Magnanimous in defeat and saying that we executed the game plan perfectly.
Yeah, at the moment they've got 656 subscribers on YouTube, and I would hope they get a lot more than that
because they're
very
great.
soon, because they're doing it well.
On to away days then. Who is this, Michael?
He's a popular YouTuber. He's got loads and loads of subscribers, this lad. I've seen him do bits before, but he is a Leeds fan.
Oh, good.
He was in Brentford end.
Yeah. They all blur into one, don't they? These,
right next to the Leeds fans, which was
the Brenton end.
The Brenton end, making it seems online. No one around him was furious, but people online are furious in that the same way that people want us to be publicly flogged for making fun of a stadium. People online are really cross about this and think he should have had his head kicked in, but everyone around him just let him get on with it.
Was Little Red Riding Hood not actually in the ground to deal out a beating?
I just want to say, did you notice when Jackie's goal went, and if you look behind the goal, the number of people who've jumped up, clearly Leeds fans in there, and it's just great.
Excellent. So this is just for the audio of Leeds scoring the goal and a bit of singing.
So this is what it was like to be there as a Brentford fan next to the Leeds
right
fan.
Next to it, and I like it right at the start of it. You can hear the corner and Jackie's shot. You get a nice thump of ball.
Oh, I love
which is lovely.
Is this like a Jive Bunny style mega mix then? Yes.
Yes.
I love a thump of ball.
Was that our fans doing that? Singing?
Yep, it was. And singing it in the way that everyone sings rocking all over the world, which is, and here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, rocking all over the world.
Why were we celebrating and singing though? Because we only stayed up.
I can't remember why.
Maybe next
Beating
year,
Brentford, I think.
if we finish as high as 13th, we can have a party. Then we will have a party permit.
That's the level at which you've
Yeah.
lucky 13th. Right, okay. And this is ESPN Brazil.
I know it was Rafinha the man of the day, but not his goal because it was a penalty.
I've really enjoyed these as well, because we obviously get like Martin Tyler and stuff like that blathering on, and Gary Neville whining in our ears with his Manc accent and stuff. This is how the rest of the world enjoys it.
Harrison, goal! ¡Y gol de Leeds! ¡El Leeds de los milagros! ¡El Leeds de los goles en tiempo adicionado! Lo hizo Harrison, justamente un ex Manchester City. A los 48 minutos del segundo tiempo, convierte el gol de la salvación
para que apriete el puño Jesse March, para que festejen todos en Elland Road. El equipo de los Whites se queda en la Premier. Lo hizo Harrison. Leeds 2, Brentford 1 en un final inolvidable para Leeds.
Dramático.
Dramático. That was brilliant. I think we got the same sort of vibes, but it just sounds so much better when delivered in Portuguese, doesn't it? It was like the former Man City man has scored the goal to keep them in the Premier League.
You can sort of piece it
together. Celebrating at Elland Road next season.
De La White, Jesse Marsh. You just get
Dramático. Reminds me of the Fast Show, wasn't it? Scott Show at the end. Right, on to the wider world of propaganda. Obviously, because we weren't the only ones playing on the final day of the Premier League season. I don't know if you know, we were down for relegation at one point. We started the day in the relegation spots. Finished in 17th. No cause for celebration, obviously.
No.
But it did mean that Burnley were relegated, which is sad for them.
That's a cause for celebration.
Yes. So this is...
Well, let's start with Burnley's in-house commentaries. This is like their Bryn and Tony. It's quite a long clip, is this? But it somehow...
I'm going to enjoy this, aren't I?
It somehow still feels stressful. I still feel like Burnley are going to score for the majority of it, which is... It's kind of them... It's Brentford equalising, them having chances, and then at the end, but...
It's great when you know what the payoff is. It's great, isn't it?
Horrible. So it's still stressful.
We've got one back and it was exceptional play, and we've had the full pressure on since.
Brentford are level. Brentford 1, Leeds 1. Brentford are level. Now then, Burnley only need one goal.
Right.
That's better.
13 minutes we need one goal. Wow.
The crowd know now.
Just heard it. The
Canos
crowd have
with the
just
header.
heard it.
And we should have substantial added on time here.
Literally, that went round like a ripple. Look at that. Everybody back on their feet again now, saying, come on. They're going to practically suck the ball in the goal at
But
this
we've got to
rate.
get on with the game. The referee's got to get a bit stronger here.
Jack Cork is waving his arms, saying, come on, get behind us.
Come on, Burnley, you've got to get the next goal here.
Barnes
with a chance here. Into the middle. Oh! Weghorst was so close.
It was inches. He went right across right across the goal. I mean, literally, he was a boot away from putting it in the back of the net. Dubravka's now on the floor. He's injured now. They're all injured. Dear God, is there a player that's not injured on the Newcastle side? Trying to slow the game down, trying to break it up, because they know the relentless pressure that he's on from Burnley at the moment means we're going to break through and get a goal and get the equaliser here. They are literally sitting down at every opportunity here.
I think it's almost over here, I'm afraid. Murphy goes past Taylor, going to the byline. He's got Wilson in the middle and can seal it. Good save. Now can Burnley get it forward? It's literally seconds. Literally seconds.
Go on.
It's got to go forward from McNeil now. It's got to get it forward, taking his man on. It's going to be a Newcastle throw, and I'm afraid that might be that. Leeds have scored at Brentford. Leeds are staying up. They've scored at Brentford. Brentford 1, Leeds 2. I'm afraid it's over for Burnley.
It's all over.
All over for the Clarets. Leeds have got the win at Brentford. And Burnley have gone down here 2-1 to Newcastle. And that is the final whistle. And Burnley, I'm afraid, are relegated. It's been a real fight. They took it to the last day. But Burnley are down to the Championship, I'm afraid. It's been a real battle. But Burnley, I'm afraid, are down.
The hope in their voices, willing it, sucking it into the goal.
I like imagining the contrast with the little Twitter video that Ben Mee filmed on Monday, where he's sat in his house going, yeah, sorry. Don't know what to say, but sorry. Also, I think I'll just leave.
Given the style,
didn't say that, but you definitely go.
Given the style of play that Burnley have employed as well forever, the fact that they're getting so cross about people like shithousing it as well is a nice bit of poetic justice, I suppose, for the final Premier League game they have
as well. When he's talking about them fighting until the very end, they didn't. I mean, I've not managed to find. I was quite intrigued. If I'd been able to find a source where I was going to watch that match because it sounded fun. But all the stats and stuff from the first half, they did nothing. One corner. And
I think second half it picked up.
Yeah, but it had to. But if that's and I don't know if they're gonna, if they have a whinge about having to play on Thursday night, but that's because of their COVID call-offs earlier in the season, which we ended up losing 4-1 to Arsenal because we played a bunch of teenagers out, and their equivalent game, they got a point at Aston Villa that they thought was going to be really significant for them, and then they just opened the game against Newcastle and rubbish. So good.
Well, they were being quite positive. Talk BFC less so. This is the young lad who was, I think he said he was really drunk the other week. I can't remember. I think he was going through their games the other week going, so we'll lose that, we'll lose that, we'll lose that. They did better than he expected. They got a point at Villa, but they did lose the other ones. But he's less impressed with Burnley's efforts this season.
It was bloody appalling, wasn't it? We played awful. So shocking that it would seem like we were already safe. You know what I mean? It seemed like we were already safe. The way we were playing, absolutely shocking football by us. And I saw a quote, and it perfectly sums up. If you can't get a result at home, but your rivals can get a result away in a game where you both need to really win, then you deserve to go down. And it's true. Leeds, with all the injuries, the red cards, everything going against them, they still put up a good old scrap. And that's all that they did, and they did it well. Fair play to them. Fair, you've got to rate that. Whereas we, at home, sold out crowd on the back foot, a whole first half. Second half picked up a little bit, but shocking. Absolutely shocking.
He sounds hungover, doesn't he? Maybe he stopped drinking. And that sounds like the morning after, doesn't it? He sounds really sad. The self-loathing is something to note, I think, in that. Like, this idea that we deserve to stay up. Like, we were only a goal or two away from the roles being reversed there, and we'd have been indulging in all the self-loathing and saying, oh, well, Burnley, they do this every year. They're now to fight their way out of it. They had enough at the end. Isn't it funny? Football's stupid.
I wondered if the way everything kind of fell in the last couple of weeks worked in our favour in the end, of like the order of who went above who and all that stuff, because we knew on the final day we had to win. It was the only hope, really, because you couldn't rely on messing about with the draw and stuff. It was go to Brentford and win. Whereas what he seems to be suggesting is that Burnley took to the field thinking point will do it, even if we lose we could be okay because Leeds won't win. So there's that kind of like lack of focus, and you know, we want credit for Jesse Marsh. His he was showing them, he said in that video that he showed them a video of their last minute winners and stuff, and really got them just focused on the idea of just go and win. And I think that helped us in the end, whereas maybe if we'd have been in Burnley's position on the final day of being like, oh, well, we could lose and still stay up, we might not have got the performance that we did do. So it's just kind of the way everything kind of stacked up towards the end meant that we took to the pitch with clarity and with a match plan and with one aim in mind and with the motivation and the head full of Gandhi that's just said, just fucking win the match.
That's what I was getting at, I think, in the run-up to this, and I might be, you know, fitting the narrative to suit the evidence and reverse engineering this, but I did wonder, being away from Ellen Road and needing to win, your task is a singular one then, isn't it? And you'd obviously not got the whole anxiety of 36,000 people transmitting it onto the players at Ellen Road. You're obviously somewhere, I mean, it's still a very, very fierce atmosphere at Brentford, particularly, you know, when they're singing the Beatles, things like that. That's
I mean, the Griffin it's a big bird, isn't it?
Claws. Yeah. But no,
I used to be frightened of the Midland Bank.
Yes, that was the one before HSBC.
Maybe they could move on to Wings next year for the playlist. Yeah. Stick with the Beatles, the Birds, all that sort of stuff.
Excellent. But yeah, no, I think maybe the fixtures maybe suited us on the final day more than them when they've got that home. Because I was listening to it on the radio, like on it was Talk Sport when I was driving back from my dad's over on the East Coast. While the game was on, and I switched it over to Radio Leeds when I got within range of it, but it was Talk Sport for a bit, and they were obviously going back and forth between the grounds. And when they went to Burnley, they did say, like, the crowds turned a little bit here, like the anxiety started to seep into the players. And it's funny how that can happen, isn't it?
It's hilarious.
It is really, it's really funny, Moscow. It is. We made it, didn't we? How the other half lived then? Man City, it turns out, were playing, and they won the league title, which I would have probably enjoyed this as a spectacle, the whole back and forth with Liverpool, because there was some rumours going around Liverpool that Man City had gone back to 3-3, wasn't there, which was funny, kind of equal to the rumours that were going around that maybe there'd been another goal at at Turf Moor or whatever, all the stuff we've heard. Not asked about this. One of the best finishes to a Premier League season ever. Not asked.
We are bothered about the lads on City Extra, though, aren't we?
Because they're great.
We've grown to like them.
I'm emotionally invested in these two now.
And what's the defining characteristic of their relationship, Moscow?
Is the little brother who I don't think they are actually related, but just always agrees with everything that his big brother says, and he's always like, "Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, oh, you're dead right. I was about to say that."
Well, let's see if it continued into the final day. This is them going 2-0 down.
Another chance here. 2-0.
2-0.
2-0, man. Didn't even fucking see it because Sky keep on showing me something in an irrelevant football match in Tottenham where they're already 2-0 up and I'm seeing Son and we've lost 2-0. That's it. I think the title's over. I think Liverpool will come back and win that. And I think we've fucked it. We've fucking fucked it.
We've fucked it.
We've absolutely, royally fucked it.
We've fucked it. We've absolutely fucked it.
I think we've fucked the league, lads.
Just when you think they're finished. Great.
Every time he says it, agree with him. Great stuff. Anyway, they won the league, so
yeah, they'll be all right in the long run, won't they?
Good for them.
Another sports washing success story. Bring it on. Don't we love the Premier League?
Liverpool fans were really surprisingly all right about it. I went on to find some of them being furious, but they were kind of like, fair play.
When you're up against Man City, aren't you? You expect them to win against Villa, even though they made hard work of it. Well, there you go. Propaganda done for this season. It's been fun at times. At other times, not so much.
Yeah, let's win some more games next year.
That does make all of it a lot easier, doesn't it? If we can upset, who's coming up? So it's going to be either Forest or Huddersfield. Neither of them like us. We've got Bournemouth who've come up, Fulham. So they're both
Bournemouth lovers, don't they?
Yeah. Yes. Long-standing friendship there. Yeah.
Have we still got the banner?
I think so. It'd be nice if we could actually play there on a weekend rather than the obvious midweek round of fixtures. I'm going to predict that the Amazon round of fixtures that happens in this. Oh no, it's not because we've got the World Cup. So they can't do it, can they? But
just put us opening day of the season away at Bournemouth. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Premier League.
A nice sunny day.
Let us have a go. It'll be fine this time. Different time.
We've been there plenty of times in the past.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday, yes.
Yeah, we're very well behaved now.
Yeah, we've all grown up since then. And Fulham. That's always a decent away day, isn't it? It's good fun. Their fans are fairly safe. It's very, very similar in tone to Brentford, isn't it, really?
Forest would be good because they've at least got a stadium big enough to fit like more than 2 away fans. So that'll be good so that fans of other teams actually have don't essentially have to just skip a game during the season.
Skip a game.
Well, this is it. You book down like, we can have full allocation.
Get tickets to that one.
All these grounds, and then there's one match. I cannot go and watch my football team there because the ground isn't big enough.
Right, there you go. Then that's propaganda for this season. A season in which we preserved our Premier League status. Not a cause for celebration.
With room to spare. What is it, about 4 points? 5, 6. We stayed up by in the end.
Something like that, Moscow. Propaganda will return in its present form anyway, particularly with the away clips. We can do that properly next season, can't we? Because we've got plenty of fan channels. I look forward more than anything to hearing the progress that Bees TV make over the next 12 months and how their style develops for when we play them next.
It'll be on CGI by next year, I reckon.
No, they'll probably be, if they do have a season like ours next season, they'll probably be heroin addicts by this time next year.
But yeah, great bunch of lads, excellent content creators. Bees TV, best of luck, lads, and we'll see you on the other side. Then enjoy the summer break, and more propaganda will return for the 22-23 Premier League season. We'll see you in a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.